Good morning, Facebook family and friends, and my faithful lawyer YouTube subscribers. Today is Tuesday, is May 2nd, 2017. So you want to start a business. All right, so I own a home renovation company from 1997, 96, 97 through 2007, 2008 when until the economy tanked. I renovated purchased and renovated a ton of homes here in the Atlanta metropolitan area. In some very up-and-coming areas going through gentrification, like the old Fourth Ward, Eastlake, Kirkwood, Oakhurst, East Atlanta. We did some stuff in Midtown, Virginia Highlands, and Buckhead. So we did a lot of houses during that period of time. Ton of renovations, a lot of hard work. So a lot of people who consistently contact me, people who knew what I was doing, they said, well, how did you all get started in that? And they have asked me for some advice in how to start a business or get their business started. How do you get funding? How do you get capital? A lot of other questions. But one thing caught my eye when talking to a lot of these people. They're asking, let me just state this. If you're going to start a business or any type of business that you wish to pursue, keep it a secret. Don't tell family members, don't tell friends, don't tell even your husband or wife. Sit down and figure out what you want to do, how you want to proceed about doing it, where you want to do it. Ask yourself, is this really what I want to do? Is this something I'm going to love getting up and doing every single day? I won't say for the rest of your life, maybe. But ask yourself, is it just something you're going to love getting up doing? Because if you're going to... One thing I remember clearly when I first started renovating houses is when we first started down that path, I had a lot of naysayers. Family members and friends were like, oh, this will fail. You're not going to have any success. They didn't understand what we were doing. They would come to the houses that we were renovating. In the houses, they were some rough-looking houses. They were back then. The neighborhoods were rough. The houses were rough. And people turned their noses up, in particular, my friends and family members. They didn't understand what we were doing. First off, we were none of any damn business in the first place. But they were inserting themselves into the process. You guys would never sell these houses. They look terrible. Why didn't you do this? They would have all these different opinions. And I learned very quickly that nobody was going to support what we were doing. They were against it. And I couldn't figure out why. Why? And not only were they not going to support what we were doing, they were not going to help either. But they were going to stand around and naysay everything. Doom us from the very beginning. I mean, they were really it was ridiculous. And it caused a lot of conflict between Earl and I, because we were getting all these opinions from all these different people. His friends, his family members, my family members. I remember Earl's grandfather coming down. There was a lot of shit going on about these raggedy houses. We were renovating, and then the problem we made was simply involving these people. They weren't financially invested in the companies, the houses. They weren't there helping renovate the houses. They didn't work for us, but they had all these opinions. Everybody had an opinion. And nobody said, you guys would do well and be successful. Nobody. We sold every last one of those houses. They never sat on the market long at all. I think we had a 2-bedroom, 1-bath house in the city of Decatur. And it was a massive lot, but the termites had eaten the house up. So we kept the house, the footprint of the house, because we needed so much work. We just said we're going to leave it the way it was a historic home. We had to replace a lot of, it wasn't historic when we got finished with it. It was an over 100-year-old house. I was trying to preserve some historic charm. That didn't quite work out too well. So we had, basically it was a new construction when we got finished with it. But it was a small house, but it was so full of charm and it was so nice. I thought it was beautiful. Oh, they said we would never sell that house for $250,000. It was a 2-bedroom. No, I'm sorry. I'll take that back. It was a 2-bedroom, 1-bath house at first. We turned it into a 2-bedroom, 2-bath house. So it was a small house, literally about 4 or 5 rooms. But came out nice. We put a lot of work into it, hardwood floors throughout, knew everything, the windows. I mean, the house had such great charm. We tried to copy everything from the original home. That was one of the things I was good at, making sure an older house looked like an older house. We had a front porch to the house. We put in some light fixtures that were reminiscent of the 100-year-old home. The house came out very nice to me. Everybody else hated it. We sold that house in 2 weeks. We had a young white man walk into that house. He pulled up, I never forget, we were having an open house. He pulled up in a little Volkswagen Bug. He walked through the house. He wrote a contract with his agent that day. It was not even on the market 2 weeks. We got rid of that small house. It wasn't a big house. It was small, but it was beautiful. Had a lot of charm to it. So we had all these haters. I mean, we had a slew of haters. These people that I thought were my friends and my family members, I thought people would support us. It's only people who stood by us, and this is going to sound very strange. There were a lot of white real estate agents working these areas. And they would come to these houses and say, you guys are doing the work to these houses. They were like, this is beautiful. We've never seen renovations like this before. Finally, somebody's keeping the historic charm from the original house, not overdoing it. They're nicely done. Everything. They loved these houses. They loved them. We sold all of them. Had I listened to those naysayers, we wouldn't even went into the business to begin with. We just stopped we wouldn't even finish the houses we had started work on. That I listened to these ignorant, hateful people who inserted themselves in the process. Or maybe we invited them in. Whatever which way you want to look at it. But everybody was against it. Everybody was against it. If you're going to start a business, keep your family members, your friends, people who are not financially invested in your ideas out of your business. They don't need to be there. They will shoot it. Now, I call these people the dream killers. Because they see you have a dream. And they're going to shoot that motherfucker down dead. You better believe it. And in the black community, I hate to say this, I love my black folks. I love my people. I know a lot of people think that I don't, I'm a hater. And they call me a hater and I don't like black people. I'm sitting here black in myself. I love my people. But I know there are issues in the black community. We have issues up here about owning businesses and even supporting black-owned businesses. We automatically say, it's built by a black person. I'm not going over there. That's a black-owned restaurant. We dismiss each other very quickly. And that's a sad situation. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say white folks didn't give us issues with these houses. Some did, they did. But the house was so nice, their issues were minor. We went above and beyond what needed to be done to those houses. I made sure those houses had top-notch everything. They were beautiful homes. Wish I could have lived in all. Every house I put had a rule. Would I live here when the renovation was complete? Even before we bought the house, I'd ask, would I live in this house? Do I like the lot? Do I like the location? At one point, I loved renovating those houses. I can keep that mess now. You get burned out. There's a lot of work. A lot of work. It's another thing, if you're going to start a business, please be prepared to work 7 days a week, 365 days a year. If you are not dedicated to working 7 days a week, 365 days a year towards your own business, forget it. Don't do it. Because there's a ton of work involved owning your own business. Be prepared to invest, forget the money, the time, all your damn time. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. You taking Sunday off? You got to go to work, buddy. Get up. Now, I can honestly say the financial reward of owning your business if your business is successful, which if you put the time, effort, and love into it, it will be. No matter, I don't care if you're baking cookies. I'm looking at a lot of successful black-owned businesses thriving here in Atlanta. Candy Cake Cupcakes comes to mind for me. She stuck her businesses in some very predominantly white areas, and then white folks go in and buy her cupcakes. They love that place. She named it after her daughter, Cammy Cakes. I still need a Cammy Cake cup here right about now with this coffee. It'd be delicious. I should have went up there last. I started to go up there yesterday, but that with the highway down, it's kind of hard to get up there towards the Buckhead area. Start a business. Don't be afraid. Get through your fear up here. And that's another thing about black folks. When they come at you all this hateful stuff, they will create some fear up in your head. Keep the people out your business. Keep them away, keep them away, keep them away. I can't stress that enough. Keep them motherfuckers out your damn business. Because they're going to, I'm telling you, you'll be shocked at how many family members and friends will not support your own business. And will shoot it down dead before he even gets off like a little egg trying to hatch. They will knock that sucker to the floor and try to break it. Jealousy, hate, envy. Jealousy, hate, and envy. We don't have to ask that question. We automatically know. It runs in our communities. I'm sure white folks have the same problems in Asians and I don't know about the Asians and Jews. They seem to have, they act together. They work together as a team. I don't know about them, but I know black folks. Very few people supported Earl and I in that. And it's funny because there were other people in the construction industry who looked at what we were doing and turned their nose up at our house and was like, this stuff ain't gonna sell. I'll be very honest with you. But the vast majority of our homes sold to white people. Why? Because they were beautiful. And they were older homes. And they were selling them between the $200,000 and $300,000 price range. And a lot of black folks didn't want these bungalows or craftsman style houses, or they just didn't appreciate them at that point. And it's sad because I look at these neighborhoods now and the vast majority of these homes are being torn down now. And they're building these massive 5-4. I'm in Kirkwood now. We live in Kirkwood and they're building these massive homes and they're tearing down the houses that I would have renovated. Because they're historic homes, I think. You know, I guess history don't mean shit in Atlanta. They tear that shit down and build a massive Mac mansion on top of that lot. They're building these huge homes over here. And I just don't see. I'm just wondering how many people need 3, 4, and 5,000 square foot homes today. Where all these? I get it. I lived in one for 10 years. 5,000 square foot house. I would never go back to something that large. This home that we're in now is close to 2,000 square feet, and I can assure you it is more than enough space to heat and cool and clean. It needs some cleaning now. Not that bad though, but it does. We got some dust balls in here. I need to get up and vacuum. But start a business. I think black folks need to understand what it means to even own a business. Because we're so quick to go into a business and complain and bitch and holler. Own a business so you can understand how an owner feels. Of whether it be a restaurant or a flower shop, whatever you do, make sure you love doing it. Because when I was renovating those houses, I loved doing it until I didn't love it no more. But I was in love with what I was doing. I loved. I had books, I had magazines, I would study, I would get pictures of the houses, I would ride through the community. I did a lot of work with those houses, and it's a shame. I have tons of pictures here where we renovate these houses. I have a lot of, back then, we didn't have social media where you could share this stuff. And I was looking through these pictures and I said, I really wish I could find somebody and put these pictures and show the beginning and the end of the home renovations that we did. Of course, the finishes are dated now, 10 years later. But we started renovating those houses in, like I said, 96, 97. And took off in the 2000s, 99, 2000, 2001, 2002. I mean, we were selling, we were rolling. And we made a lot of money. That's the good thing about owning your own business. Is your money. You call the shots. Don't listen to these haters. Don't listen to these naysayers. Don't let them into your ideas and thoughts. And don't let them motherfuckers in here. Don't do it. Because they will shoot your business down dead before you can get it growing. And only you can decide what you want to do with your business and how far you control the success of your business. I've been invited to come back to doing home renovations. I've considered it. I've made a little money here and there doing little projects. I don't discuss my financial stuff on YouTube. None of y'all damn business. I've learned that people are not going to support you especially if they see you doing better than them. Hate. They don't like that at all. You making more money than them and you ain't even got a college degree? Because I heard that from a lot of people because I don't have a college degree. I'm not in, I should have went, but I didn't go. But I heard that from a lot of my friends who have all these fancy degrees and I was making a lot more money than they were. They were jealous. They were, Lord. Then I was a convicted felon, been in prison, had all this stuff, and they didn't like it. Because in their mind, I should have been someplace at being the garbage man. And if it had been up to them, I would have been the garbage man. I'm telling y'all, keep them bitches out your motherfucking business. When you start, don't tell them anything. And that's the most important thing I can stress in this video. Don't tell them what you're trying to do. Don't even ask them for their advice. And don't ask them for one red dime. If you do ask them for some money, don't tell them what you're trying to do with it. And if they proceed to loan you the money or to help you financially, your best bet is get you a couple of credit cards like I did and start your own business. Clean up your credit and go and get you some high limit credit cards. Give it a chance. Some people are afraid to do that. Sometimes you got to step out on faith. You got to at least you're going to have to there's some risk involved in everything that you do in life. I'm going to go get dressed and go to the gym. I may not make it to that damn gym. There's some risk involved in me getting in this damn Jeep driving up the street. The sucker might be ran by a MARTA bus. I might not make it. That's the risk we take every day in life. So if you're sitting around afraid, get that out your head too. But I found, one thing I will say, like I said, when people were attacking us, those videos a little long, it did create some conflict between Earl and I. Before I realized I had to close that door and keep these people out of our home and out of our business. My mother meant well. She was there. My mother was there at our home daily. But she said a lot of stuff that kept up a lot of stuff going. My mother, being the Christian woman, God-fearing woman that she is. I'll tell you some stories about I love your mama, but God, Lord. Well, start your business. Sit down and come up with some thoughts and ideas. You better love you better love it. Whatever you plan on doing. You can start, I think, that's why I have a lot of respect for Hispanics. They come to this country with nothing. Not even identification. But they're able to run thriving businesses because they come here ready to work. They have nothing to lose. And that's how you better look at it. Whatever business you start, I ain't got nothing to lose. I better proceed forward. Or you can keep working for somebody else. Anyway, I'm going to conclude this video. I might do another video because I get a lot of people who ask me questions about real estate and all this stuff. I still follow real estate very closely. I know a lot about neighborhoods and where I would suggest. I've been looking before we moved into this home. I looked at 1,000 houses trying to figure out what to do before we chose this one. I might do some more videos about the real estate market in Atlanta, which I think is starting to become a slight real estate bubble. Huge. Anyway, today it is Tuesday. Oh, I want it to be Friday. Tuesday, May 2nd, 2017. I'm going to conclude this video. Keep these people out your business. Keep these people out your business. Keep them out of your business. When you start in a business, that's what I'm going to name. Keep them out your business when you start in a business. Keep them haters away. Because they're dream killers. They will shoot it down dead. Anyway, share my videos with family members and friends. I'm out and go do something productive with your life besides sitting around watching the Real Housewives and letting them bitches got money. That you go make you some. I'm out and enjoy your Tuesday.